Greetings, welcome, and thank you for clicking. I'm Christian of Standing Stones Healing, and I'm so honored to welcome you to another Choose One of Three card reading for your monthly messages. Welcome, April. Now, I don't know where you are in the world, but where I am in the world, I love April because here in the eastern United States, things are indeed opening up. They are cracking, they are growing, they are blooming and blossoming. Now, no matter where you are in the world, I hope things are growing, cracking open, blooming, and blossoming for you. If not literally, then definitely also figuratively and metaphorically. So, sending lots of blessings to your April. Now, if you are new to these card readings, this is how it works. You choose number one, number two, or number three. And down below, you can click to go straight away to a corresponding five or more card reading for your April messages. Now, if you have no idea whether you want to choose number one, two, or three, stay tuned. I'm going to do a little bit of drumming, clear some space, and allow you to settle in and see what number arises for your April. Thank you for being here, sending blessings and best wishes. Please join me in taking three deep cleansing breaths. What is your number? One, two, or three? Greetings, number one. Welcome, number one, to your April 2023 messages. Number one, your Celtic Dragon Tarot card is the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords, number one. Number one, I've got some things coming up for you on this card, but let's see what else we have for you for your April. Your angel card is Grace and Antoinette. To help heal this situation, see the other person's point of view with compassion. Okay, great. Number two, I have plenty of messages here for you for your April. We also have your angel card, which is Archangel Gabriel, leadership. It is time for you to assume your leadership power and position and lovingly guide others. Okay, got some really clear things here for you. Number one. Number one, you have two Viking runes, and they are the rune of separation and the moon, the rune. I guess the moon is here to support you as well. Number one, the rune of movement. This is the rune of movement. Wonderful. And finally, number one, your Breathe Easy card for April is beauty. I am beautiful. Beauty is found in the exchange of love between all beings. I breathe in the beautiful colors, fragrances, and forms around me. I am filled with the beauty that is my birthright. I breathe out the critic's voice that says things are not perfect. All right, number one, here we go. Lots of messages for you for your April, some really clear encouragement for you for your April number one. Number one, what I'm getting for you very clearly is that right now, you've got some kind of conflict going on. And this conflict, it may not be apparent yet. I got the encouragement that someone is sitting there going, yes. So if that is you, absolutely this resonates with you, number one. But I'm also getting that a conflict may indeed be developing for you throughout April. Now, what I'm getting here for you very clearly is that when it comes to this conflict, there are three sides to this conflict. Number one, there's your perspective, there's the other person's perspective, and there's the truth. And so, number one, you're being encouraged during this month to recognize how your perspective in the conflict is only one perspective, and how your perspective is different from the other person's perspective. Yes, I'm getting very clearly that this is a conflict with someone else, and that there is yet another perspective in this conflict that is not yours, is not the other person's, and it's the quote unquote truth. And so, number one, you're being encouraged to recognize how you in this experience don't have all of the information. You don't have all of the objective facts because you can't, because you are one part of this cycle, one part of this conflict, this experience. Now, I also, when I pulled the card and showed it to you, had the image of a shamrock. It's kind of like that. Number one, this three-leafed shamrock in which all of these different perspectives come together at the point. Now, there's a point in all of this, number one, that is the point that you're being encouraged to focus on, where all of these conflicting perspectives come together. And indeed, that's the point of compassion. So, number one, you're being encouraged to bring compassion into this conflict, to help to see this conflict from the other person's point of view. So, to work to um, turn your view and your perspective to the other leaf on the shamrock and see how this person is viewing the experience, the conflict, and the situation, and look at it from their perspective, sending them compassion, sending them love, and looking at this experience from their point of view. Now, number one, this isn't easy. It's a real challenge because since we're always already in our own mind, and since we're always already looking at any experience or conflict from our own point and with our own eyes, it's not easy to remove ourselves and to get another perspective or another viewpoint. But indeed, you're being encouraged to do that this month and to do it with compassion. Now, you're also being encouraged to take a leadership role in this conflict specifically and saying, yes, I am going to take a leadership role by owning my um, uh, role in this conflict, by owning my impact on this conflict, by owning my own individual perspective in this conflict. So, number one, you're being encouraged to be a leader here in this conflict. Take responsibility, own up to your side of the conflict, own up to your involvement and your impact, and take the leadership role as far as showing compassion, as far as taking responsibility. Even number one, as far as reaching out to the other person and expressing compassion, maybe expressing um, apologies, maybe expressing whatever you feel the need to express, number one. Now, this leadership role doesn't always mean that you feel comfortable reaching out or that you should reach out. Sometimes there are conflicts in which it's just best to say, okay, We're good here. And so, number one, if that's this kind of conflict, that's okay. But as you reflect and as you consider and as you bring compassion into this, you're also being encouraged to ask yourself where you might want to take a leadership role in reaching out, in bringing kindness and compassion to this experience and expressing that to the other person. Again, this is not always the best course of action for every conflict. I encourage you to um, feel that out for yourself with this conflict. And it does not mean that, well, Christian is saying I should reach out to this person who has been abusive and this has been a terrible, awful experience. And I don't think I should reach out, but Christian says I should. No, no, no. Christian is saying do some reflection. The cards are saying bring compassion, and the cards are saying taking a leadership role. And sometimes that leadership role means going within, doing some deep reflection, and simply taking ownership of our own role in the conflict. Now, number one, you're also being encouraged to bring some fresh energy into this experience as well. You know, this is the rune of movement. And so the rune of movement is here to support us in bringing new energy into a situation. And so there's encouragement here for you to separate yourself from the ways in which you have been contemplating and thinking about this conflict and to bring in new energy in the reflection. Maybe number one, that means going for a walk. Maybe it means going for a hike. Maybe it means doing some journaling. Maybe it means doing a ritual of releasing. Whatever it is, number one, this is time for you to bring some fresh energy and some new perspectives into this conflict to help you move forward. Finally, number one, we've got beauty. I am beautiful. Now, I don't know where you are in the world, but here where I am in central Pennsylvania in the eastern United States, there's lots of beauty all around. Things are really cracking open and blossoming and blooming. My hyacinths are beautiful. They smell lovely right out my back door. The leaves are budding on the trees. Truly, it is a beautiful time out there. And you're being encouraged to remember the beautiful time in here and the beauty that lies within, even through these challenges, even through this conflict, to shine some compassion for yourself in this situation as well, and to recognize your own beauty in this situation. You know, sometimes, number one, when we have a conflict, we ain't always bringing our best self. Sometimes the person who shows up can maybe get a little ugly, a little whiny, a little bratty, a little me, me, me. And so you've got encouragement, number one, to remember that even if you haven't been bringing your best self to the conflict, even if you've been a little whiny, even if you've been a little bratty, even if you've been a little unrealistic at times, remember, number one, you're still beautiful. And remember the beauty that lies within, underneath all of that. Peel away those layers, explore what's at the center of those feelings for you, and really remember that underneath all of that is just simply beauty. So remember the beauty that you have deep within through all of the layers of I've been done wrong, look what this other person did, wah, 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 kind of perspective, number one. Reflect on it, uh, peel away those layers of blame and victimization, and try to see this experience, this conflict from the other person's point of view. And remember that through all of it, there are three things going on: your perspective, the other person's perspective, and the objective truth, whatever that means. So, number one, there you have it. Now, number one, I do want to mention to you that during April, I am starting again my Growth Month program. And Growth Month starts April 16th. It is a powerful 4-week program all about change and all about transformation. And so, if in this conflict you are ready for some change and transformation, if you are ready for digging deep and doing some real reflection, some growth and healing and moving forward, getting your movement on, definitely that Growth Month program is an excellent opportunity to take inspiration from the changing of the seasons to help us grow and transform along with Mother Earth. Now, I hope that you're tuning into this at the beginning of April because Growth Month does start on April 16th. It's a powerful 4-week program, and you can learn more about it at standingstoneshealing.com/growth. I'm also offering, if you're tuning into this in early April, the free Navigating Change workshop on April 2nd. Now, if you are tuning into this after April 2nd and you're saying, gosh darn it, I missed it, don't worry. The replay is available on the Standing Stones Healing YouTube channel. So check that out, get that replay, and get some encouragement for navigating change, including changes that come along with conflict in your own life. Well, number one, thank you so much for tuning in. Of course, I encourage you, please like, please share, please subscribe, please get notifications, please send to a friend, all of those things. Because I'm sending you lots of blessings and best wishes for your April. Greetings, number two. Welcome, number two, to your April 2023 messages. Holy cow. Number two, you have so many messages. They were just flying out, falling out. You have two of each card, number two. So lots of twos happening for you this month, number two. Your Celtic Dragon Tarot cards are the Eight of Wands. Hang on one second, number two. There's something weird on my card. The Eight of Wands and the King of Wands. Awesome. Number two. Got some things for you for sure. But like I said, so many messages here for you. We have two angel cards. We have Opal. Your children on earth and in heaven are happy and well cared for by God and the angels. And we have Oceana, who says, take action. You're in touch with your truth in this situation, and you need to trust your gut and lovingly assert yourself. Great. All right. Take action, Oceana. You have two Archangel cards, number two, Passion. Archangel Haniel says, trust and follow your renewed passion in your love life and career. And Outdoors. Archangel Jophiel says, go outside, get some fresh air, and connect with nature to relieve stress and gain new creative ideas. Beautiful. And depending upon where you are in the world, it is indeed a great time to get outside. And finally, number two, we have two Viking runes for you. We have the rune of strength And we have the rune of initiation. Wonderful. Number 2. So, wow, number 2. Lots of messages for you. What do we have here? First of all, number 2. This is a real month of action and movement for you. So what I'm getting very clearly is that if you felt a little stagnant and if you have felt like not moving forward, now's some time to get on up off that couch and get moving forward. So this is a time of real movement for you, number 2. What I'm also getting for you is that this movement is really going to help to bring about some happy and positive changes in your experience. So, April number 2 for you has lots of movement with it. Lots of positive movement, and you're being encouraged to really ride that wave, tap into it, and to get up off that couch and move forward. Now, number 2, we also have for you, I'm getting very strongly for you some real encouragement in terms of creativity. These wands cards are really screaming some creativity at me. And so it's time for you to tap into some real creative energy for your April number 2 and to ride that creative wave. To, really kind of be the king of wands in terms of your creativity and the things that you want to bring into the world, the magic that you want to bring into the world. Heck, number 2, you might want to get out a magic wand for your April and just start waving it around, because this indeed is a great time for you to get moving and to get some physical movement along with all of the energetic movement that's happening for you. Number 2, getting outdoors and spending some time outside is really going to help you with this as well. This is a powerful time for you, number 2, to tap into the power of the earth right now with its transition and all of the springing forth that is happening. Now, you may be somewhere in the world right now, number 2, that ain't springing forth so much, depending upon where you are in the world. But if you indeed are in the same area of the world, the same end of the world that I'm at, where things are springing and blooming and bursting forth in April, it's an excellent time for you to tap into that power of the earth right now with its blossoming and blooming and growing. Get outside, tap into that energy, and harness it for your own life. Number 2. Now, number 2, I'm not making this up. I don't pull these cards on purpose. They just pop out and fly out, and the messages come out. But it just so happens, number 2, that starting on April 16th is again my growth month program that taps into the power of the earth and the changing seasons to help us create change and transformation in our own lives. So there you have it, number 2. Please do feel free to check out that powerful 4-week program. It starts on April 16th. You can learn more at standingstoneshealing.com/growth. So, hey, I don't know, coincidence number 2 or not, the cards just pop out. Here they are. Here are the messages, and they very, very closely align with growth month. So, what else do we have for you, number 2? Number 2, with the where's the card I'm looking for? Here it is. With the passion card, again, I'm getting very clearly this idea of creativity for you. This angel kind of has a wand. So go with that, number 2. Whip out that wand, get yourself into a creative mood, tap into the creativity of the earth. Indeed, blooming flowers are creative. Bursting forth and growth is a creative act. So get into the creative act this month, number 2. Find out the ways in which you want to grow, the ways in which you want to bloom and the ways in which you want to blossom, and then harness the power of the earth to help you do that. You've got some real encouragement here for you for some kind of ritual to help you tap into that. Number two, to help you tap into that blossoming and blooming. So, encouragement here, number two, to conduct some kind of ritual during the month of April to tap into that power and harness it for yourself creatively in your own life. You know, number two, you may feel that there are all kinds of creative juices flowing. There's just all kinds of, I want to do this, and I want to do this, and I want to do this. That's great. You know, when things are cracking open and blooming, they really energetically are a mess. And so when the seed is cracking open, energetically, it is a mess. There's a lot going on here. And so when we are in that creative growth mode, there's a lot going on, and it can seem like a mess. Number two, the start of anything, any kind of creative anything, is always a mess. It is a mess. So whether it's a painting that you start off with, whether it is a book that you start writing, whether it is a knitting project that you begin, everything starts out as a mess. Anything that you bring into the world creatively begins as a mess. So, number two, during April, embrace the mess. Embrace the creative, ugly mess, because that's part of the process. I think too often, many people don't honor or recognize that things indeed do begin often as a mess. And that's part of the process. So know that as you move forward with the creativity, with all of the springing, as you take action, number two, know that the mess is part of the process. So embrace the mess. Embrace the ugly, cracking open seed mess that it is when things are blooming and growing. Honor that, embrace that, and know that that's part of the process. Now, number two, you may also be interested in tuning into my free Navigating Change workshop on April the 2nd. So I hope you're listening to this right at the beginning of April. That's on Facebook Live, no registration required. But if you're tuning in after the workshop is already over, don't worry. It's on the Standing Stones Healing YouTube channel. So tune in. That's going to give you lots of inspiration for embracing the mess, for moving forward with the creative stuff for April, and with tapping into that passion that you have and the creativity going on for you right now. You know, when it comes to Opal telling us about your children on earth and in heaven are happy and well cared for, I'm getting very clearly this is the creativity. This is the creative pursuits. This is all of the stuff that you want to bring into the world. Indeed, number two, this is the blooming, the blossoms, the flowers, the buds that are cracking open in your own life in April. Wow, number two, pretty exciting and awesome. One last thing, number two, there's an encouragement for you. When you bring anything new into the world, we can feel weak. Remember, things are a mess at the beginning, and they take time to come together. And so as you're splashing paint onto that canvas and you're like, no, this just isn't right, this is crap, you may feel weak. Just remember that you've got the strength to move forward, to carry on, and to keep bringing that creativity into the world, to keep throwing paint on the canvas, to keep putting another stitch in the quilt, to keep going on with another word and another word and another word of that book, another note to that song. The mess will indeed work itself out as you move forward. Just remember that you have the strength to carry on. When you get to those moments, maybe step outside, take a break, get some fresh air, some new inspiration and strength to carry on with your creative pursuits for April. Well, number two, I'm really excited for you for all of the great creative stuff for your April. Drop it down below in the comments. Let us know, what are you bringing into the world in April? What creative stuff do you have going on? Shoot me a message. Let me know. I love to hear about it. No matter where you are in the world and no matter what you're looking to bring into April number two, I'm sending you lots of blessings and best wishes. Please feel free to check out the Growth Month program at standingstoneshealing.com/growth. Please feel free to check out the Navigating Change workshop. Please feel free to like, to subscribe, to share, to send to a friend, all of the things number two, because I'm sending you lots of blessings and best wishes to all of the creative things for your April. Greetings, number three. Welcome, number three, to your April 2023 messages. Number three, believe it or not, I could not. You had three Celtic Dragon Tarot cards that flew out for you. So let's see what they are. We have first and foremost the Six of Pentacles. We have the Eight of Swords. And we have Justice. Yep, lots of clear messages coming up for you on those three cards. But let's see what else we have for you first. Your angel card is Sonia. I bring you a message from your deceased loved one. I am happy, at peace, and I love you very much. Please don't worry about me. Sonia, interesting card. Not what I would have expected or anticipated from the angel deck with these three cards. So fascinating, Sonia. Thanks for stopping by to let us know you are here. Your archangel card is Divine Order. Now, this makes more sense, number three, with the messages that I've already gotten. Archangel Raguel says, everything is how it needs to be right now. Look past the illusion and see underlying order. Yes, this is absolutely, definitely in order with the other messages I've been receiving from this reading. Number three, you have two Viking runes. You have the rune of self and the rune of flow. Whoa, which is upside down. The rune of flow. Wonderful. And finally, number three, we have openness. Openness. I am open. When we open ourselves up to the truth, we show real faith, and then miracles can happen. I breathe in the faith that things that I do not know and cannot see at this time will work out for the best. I am filled with receptiveness. I breathe out closed mindedness. All right. Number three, clear messages here for you, for sure. What I'm getting for you very clearly, number three, is that as of late, you've had some woe is me kind of feelings going on, some poverty kinds of feelings, some victim kinds of feelings, some I've been done wrong kinds of feelings, some I can't believe this person did this, or what the heck universe is happening to me kinds of feelings. Just some really very um, victim kinds of feelings going on, number three. Now, number three, I do want to say here that this is not a blame game kind of a thing because we all have these feelings. Let's be real. We all have instances in which we feel like we've been done wrong. We all have instances in which we feel like, why me? We all have instances in which we feel that we are the victim and we are projecting blame onto others. We all have those experiences. So there ain't no blame in the blame, number three. But it's time for you to really be reflecting upon those feelings right now, number three, and to be asking yourself how those feelings might be holding you back and might not be serving you. It might be time, number three, for you to explore these kinds of feelings. Woe is me, ah, poor, victim kinds of feelings, and asking yourself if they're really serving you anymore. And asking yourself, is it time to maybe let some of those feelings go and to recognize the ways in which you might be contributing to these kinds of feelings, number three. Now, number three, what I'm getting for you very clearly with the Justice and the Divine Order card is that it might not seem, whoa, that is upside down as well, number three. It might not seem like it, but there's encouragement for you here to recognize how the experiences that you're having right now do indeed have their place, and that they are indeed part of an underlying order that you just can't see or fully appreciate right now from your perspective, especially from this kind of perspective, especially from the done wrong, oh me, oh my, woe is me kind of perspective. So there's encouragement for you to ask yourself how that perspective is maybe blocking you from or hindering you from recognizing the underlying order in all of it, the justice that really is underlying your experience right now. And maybe even asking yourself, number three, how you can change your perspective to get a fuller appreciation of the divine order, look past the illusion and see underlying order. So, how these kinds of feelings might almost be, have been like an illusion for you, and how you might be able to. I just had the image of them just kind of like puffing off like a cloud, poof, and how you might be able to shed some of that cloud of these kinds of feelings in order to see that, hey, actually, there's order here, there's justice here that I haven't been fully recognizing. So it is indeed maybe time for you, number three, to poof, let some of that cloud of illusion go during your April. Number three, you've also got here the rune of flow and the rune of self. And so there's encouragement here for you to recognize the ways in which the focus on yourself right now has maybe been with some kind of, I don't want to use the term self-pitying, but that's what comes up, number three. It's not quite that harsh, number three. So if you're feeling some harshness, it's not about that. It's about simply recognizing the ways in which your self-talk and your self-reflections have maybe been more about these kinds of feelings, number three. So, just an encouragement for you to reflect on that and consider that during your April. and to maybe turn your self reflections and thoughts more towards this idea of underlying order and structure and um, justice. So, some encouragement to turn your reflections in inward in that kind of way for your April number three. And of course, number three, to maybe go with the flow a little bit more. When it comes to this idea of structure, structure is something that we create for ourselves and in our own experiences. And structure is something that when we reflect, we can indeed find the underlying order. And that is something that is always there and always encouraging us to notice. When a flower is blooming, here where I am in the eastern United States, flowers are blooming. My hyacinths are blooming. My daffodils are blooming. Things are blooming. And when a flower is blooming, there is order there, there is structure there. And when the seed is cracking open, it indeed seems like a mess because it is messy, but there's structure and order there. And so sometimes things might seem chaotic, sometimes things might seem like a mess, sometimes things might seem like, woe is me, what a mess. But when we look at it more closely, there indeed is order, there is structure, and there is justice. So, encouragement for you, number three, for your April, to inspect and look a little deeper and see where structure indeed very well may be, where you've just been saying, there's no structure here. Things are a mess. My life sucks. Woe is me. Blame, blame, blame. But indeed, there is divine order to it all, and indeed, there is structure and justice where it may not seem like it. Number three, you've also got the encouragement here to be open. Be open, number three, to the fact that maybe this perspective is not the best for you. Maybe this perspective is no longer serving you. Maybe there is justice in all of this. Maybe there is structure and order where it doesn't seem like it. So, an encouragement for you, number three, to be open this month, to be open to the things that you don't know and can't see, the underlying order that doesn't seem to make any sense, but indeed is there. So you've got encouragement to be open, just like the flower is opening itself up and being open to the sun and the sky, the rain, and what might come. There's encouragement for you, number three, to just be open to new perspectives, be open to a new way of looking at things, be open to the divine order that is underlying everything that is just maybe hard to see right now. So, encouragement for you to be open to that, number three. Number three, I also want to encourage you on April 2nd. Hopefully, you are watching this in really early April, but on April 2nd, I'm offering my free Navigating Change workshop. This is live on Facebook, no registration necessary, all about navigating change. And it's going to give you some great encouragement for opening up, for navigating these kinds of feelings and seeing the underlying order and reflecting and moving forward for your April by shedding some things that no longer serve you. So I want to encourage you to join that workshop. It is on April 2nd live on Facebook. Now, if you are watching this after April 2nd, don't worry. The replay is on the Standing Stones Healing YouTube channel. So indeed, you can tune in and check it out for some encouragement. And I also want to encourage you, number three, starting on April 16th is my 4-week Powerful Growth Month program. It is all about change. It is all about transformation. It is here to support you in doing some of these deeper reflections on yourself, where you are, and the changes that you want to make in your own life. It takes inspiration from and harnesses the power of the changes of the earth right now with the turning of the seasons to help us create change and growth and transformation in our own lives. So I really want to encourage you to check that out. Number 3, it's at standingstoneshealing.com/growth. Powerful little 4-week program that I'm super excited about. But that program is available to support you. And as always, I am available to support you. Please do feel free to reach out at any time with any questions, comments, feedback, encouragement. Tell me about where you are and what's coming up for you for your April that you are excited to go with the flow about and be open with. Oh, one more thing, number 3. I don't want to forget that card that was like, what is this about? There's just encouragement here for you, number 3, to know that through all of this, you've got loved ones on the other side supporting you, cheering you on, and encouraging you. So that when you have these kinds of feelings, woe is me, someone help me, just know that you've got loved ones all around you, encouraging you, cheering you on, and supporting you. So know that you do have their love and support. Know that indeed they are with you, and that indeed you can call upon them for encouragement during this time of moving forward. Well, number 3, I'm sending lots of blessings to your moving forward. Please do like, please do share, please do subscribe, send to a friend, all of those things. I'm sending you lots of blessings and best wishes for your April.